Love that icon next to your name, man. Shout out to the stars. What's up? What's going on? Salute. We in the building. Let me know what's going on. Put some stars in the chat. Welcome in, everybody. My name is All Star Izzy. We're going to be having an All Star exclusive conversation today. You already know we're going to get into this conversation of everything. Now, much loot, much love. Salute to everybody. We're going to have a conversation on 5 ways men get lost in the sauce, okay? And it's going to be a dating Q&A as well because, gentlemen, if you have any questions, go ahead and ask. And please put a Q in front if you are asking a question, because it's important that when I see the comment that it has that, because if not, you may think that I'm trying to pass by you and ignore you. That's not what we're doing here. But it's great to see everybody. Welcome in. If you don't know, my name is All Star Izzy. We're gonna have this thing. What's up, bro? How you feeling? Yeah. Let me know how you can hear me. Can you hear me well? If you haven't hit the like button, go ahead and hit the like button. Listen, man, this is an All-Star exclusive All-Star game. Shout out to last night, because last night we did a movie night, a movie breakdown for Hang the DJ, Black Mirror episode, but we also did watch Ballerina, which was incredible. Another great movie, great recommendation. Honestly, we're going to have to probably watch the world of John Wick just in general, because it was really good and very informative. It got a lot of things to talk about in there. Remember, if you want to get... you want to feel better in the morning? Drink some water. And at night, you want to be productive, bro. You want to be productive. Now, we're going to get to this conversation in a few because 5 ways men get lost in the sauce. We're going to talk about that. 5 ways men get lost in the sauce. Abril, how you doing tonight? Great to see you. Welcome in. Shout out to everybody that's pulled up in the building. What's up? Talk to me, talk to me, talk to me. Don't be afraid. You can say what's up. Hey. This shit is nice though. Hold on, excuse me, I'm trying to put something down. You're good? That's good. Good to know. Bet that. But tonight, again, remember, we're gonna talk about 5 ways. Young Chucky, what's up, bro? How you feeling, man? How you feeling? What's good? So does anybody, let me ask y'all before we go ahead and get this this conversation started. Does anyone know what lost in the sauce mean? Hold on. Do y'all know what that means? And if you do know what it means, then let me know. But if you don't, I'll probably explain it anyways. Yeah. We were talking about getting lost in the sauce the other night, but I'm going to have another conversation on it with a little bit more informative things this time. Because, once upon a time, a star was lost in the sauce. He was out there. He was trying to find his way, trying to float, he was lost in a way at one point, of course. But that's where, you got to make a turning tide in your life. And in a blink of an eye, you got to pivot. Not really. Okay, so getting lost in the sauce, ladies and gentlemen, I see you in the building. Welcome in. But getting lost in the sauce basically means you're not able to follow your truth and you're following other things. And you keep coming to like a wall and you keep having continuous problems of trying to change something. Getting lost in the sauce, Viva, great to see you. But getting lost in the sauce really translates into somebody who has a lack of trust within themselves. Getting lost in the sauce is a person who is green. If you never heard of the term, like, oh, you green as hell. Just you're naive. You don't know too much. You're only going based off of what you want to know versus what you need to know. Nuestra Familia Twin, what's up? How you feeling? Great to see everybody. Welcome in. If you haven't hit the like button, shout your boy out. Come on now. Let's have this conversation because as you see for the title, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be talking about 5 ways men get lost in the sauce. Listen, it's an epidemic out here, and I want to talk about these things because I'm going to say this before I go. I'm about to go ham on these men. But let me say this, ladies. You can get lost in the sauce if you follow a man who is lost in the sauce. All right? I'm going to say that 1,000%. I'm going to say it for the folks in the back that didn't hear me. Ladies, you can get lost in the sauce if you follow a man who is lost in the sauce, okay? So you got to be able to see, who is out there, who you want to, be with and spend some time with potentially because they can either assist you or they can lead you to your own detriment. Just like when we watch Hang the DJ. It's a Black Mirror episode that I was breaking down, and basically he wanted the truth, but he promised in the beginning, and then he ended up doing what he had to say he'd do. Word is bond. Word is everything. Now, let's go ahead and get into this conversation. That is what being lost in the sauce means, though. Thank you for putting that. I appreciate you. Welcome to the All-Star community. Hit the like button, subscribe, and enjoy your time here, Let's enjoy the time while we have it, while it's here. So number one of 5 ways men get lost in the sauce, right? It's gonna be following emotional decisions. Now I'm gonna break everything down of what I'm really talking about. But the reason why I say following emotional decisions, because it's not making a decision based on you feel something, you think your way through it, right? Because there's times where you're gonna have to require both. But when I'm saying following an emotional decision, I mean that you're let off of the anger. Maybe you're let off of too emotional outburst. And that, again, the thing is not bad to act on how you feel, because that can put you in positions, but it's about always making a decision based on how you feel. So you may not feel that something's correct, but you have to then stop and ask yourself, and if what I'm feeling, is it really not true that because it's like that, or is it because I didn't like something that I felt? I heard something that I didn't like because it triggered me negatively. So a lot of the times that happens a lot. I'm weak as fuck. But that's why I say for following emotional decisions, because a lot of men, so examples of getting lost in the sauce, right? Could be like, if you're lost in the sauce, you're basically, you could be a person who potentially gets into relationships all the time. You could potentially be somebody who is getting played by women a lot of times. It's like being lost in the sauce is not seeing things for what they are. It's like you're not seeing the truth for what things are going on. You know what I mean? So being lost in the sauce can be things like that. Alonzo, he could tell he's a man that's lost in the sauce, because any man that talks the truth or says what's real, you're gonna have somebody else who's who's lost in the sauce and be like, damn, okay, this motherfucker tell me the truth. Yo, Johnny, what's up, bro? Yo, Alonzo, do me a favor and stick around. This gonna help you. I guarantee you, bro. But anyways, that's what it means by following emotional decisions. Okay, because if you're continuously making a decision based on how you feel because you're reacting, right? Because there's a difference between responding. There's a difference between responding to how you feel and what you're feeling versus reacting, right? Because most people know flight or flight. They're more so they're moving off of what they feel rather than what they could potentially question about. What can they learn from this reactive feeling that I keep feeling? Like, why am I continuously acting out on this thing, and where is the cycle coming from? You know what I mean? And so this is still number one. But what I had to put in it, right, is that thinking sex is everything. Now I'm gonna break that shit down. I guarantee you, okay, you will get lost in the sauce, and will potentially be lost in the sauce if you think that sex is everything. Okay, so what I mean by if you think that sex is everything, I mean that I am only led to have sex. Pussy has power over me. Sex is everything to me. My goal is when I go out to a bar, it's not to have fun. That's probably like third priority. But the first priority is because I want to have sex. I want to get something out of this. I want to get something out of this lady. Like, again, being lost in the sauce is not seeing things for what they are. You're seeing it for a certain way of thinking. So that translates to the women, like how I tell you, my more than meets the eye theory. It's more than just what you see and not who you know. See her for who she is, not what you want to genuinely see her, try to see her as, right? Because it could just be the sex. So if you think everything is sex, it's gonna lead you down a path of patterns where you're just getting in relationships just to have some consistent sex, where you're manipulating the situation. Wait, because what I put next to it, Netflix and chill, right? Because this was important. I don't like Netflix and chilling. Okay, listen, because this is where it leads to what I was just talking about, how thinking everything is sex. People are using Netflix and chill as in a way to, like, let's say I need a Netflix and chill because I don't think that my presence, I don't think that who I am is good enough for it to just be us two. I need to also add another element to our times. I need to add another, like, you know what? Okay, hold on. How about I take you on a date and then afterwards we have sex? But it's like you're only doing those things because you think you're not good enough by yourself to get sex by itself. Does that make sense? But that's why people think everything is sex. And here's the thing, because I've heard this many times. Men will be like, oh well, you know, we already both know we're gonna have sex. Like, we're just it's fun when we say Netflix and chill. No, 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 no. You have to verbalize it. You have to communicate. Remember, one of the best tips that I'm gonna always talk about going further is being an effective and great communicator is what helps you get more results that you want, gets more success in dating, gets more success in life, period. Because you gotta be able to communicate effectively. This doesn't mean use big words like propaganda and all that bullshit. It just says I'm able to. It's the I feel something, I think about it, I structure it, and I say it. But that's all happening already inside. Winner, I see you. What's going on? Shout out to everybody. Next was the children's guys with no mouthpiece. Exactly. Because again, those are people that think that sex is everything. Even if they're like, no, no, I don't think sex is everything because we're doing this. Whole time, it's not about the thing is it's all about the sex, but you're doing things in order to have sex because you don't think you're good enough. So thinking if you think everything is sex and you're out here just trying to fuck, which you can go have sex, you can do that, but the thing is different. You got to put it on your terms though. If you're using dates, going to bars and drink, going to eat, going to Netflix and chill, it's never gonna get you anywhere because you're so fixated on needing something to be a part with you. You see what I'm saying? What's up, Kiss from Jay? How you feeling? Great to see you. All right, and along with that is gonna be yes. Okay, so that's number one. Following emotional decisions, thinking sex is everything, and Netflix and chill. All right, Netflix and chill is to be honest, Netflix and chill is like I see that some middle school childish shit, to be honest. Because for the people that when we watched the movie, when we watched the episode last night, hey, shout out to you, player. I appreciate you. Much love, Supreme. Thank you. Hey, I see that icon next to your name, homie. But what I'm saying is that like I'm doing great. Thank you for asking, Jay. How you feeling? How you doing? What's up? Damn, it's been a minute since I seen y'all. I hope y'all doing well, going up. But the thing about it is that Netflix. Okay, so in the episode, in the Black Mirror episode, it was two grown adults. They were gonna be together for 12 hours, so they laid in the bed awkwardly and nervously, and only held hands when they both know they wanted to have sex. That to me is basically like what it's like to Netflix and chill without saying that you want something, and just thinking that this is gonna happen. Oh, it's gonna magically just happen. She's gonna communicate it. I'm too nervous and I'm too awkward. So she's gonna say something about it. But this is why you get lost in the sauce, because you're putting more power into something outside of you versus realizing that the power that you're putting upon this on sex or on women is actually power that's coming from you. You just keep giving that out. That makes sense. What's up, Araya? Smash that like button, subscribe. You already know. You haven't seen Black Mirror in long. It's this episode, Jay. It's called Hang the DJ, and it's basically about. It's like basically about chemistry and connection versus people just being together for experiences and staying and sit next to anybody. Yo, Alonzo, do me a favor. Hold on. This is what I'm gonna do today. Ladies and gentlemen, give me one brief moment. Don't get him out. Don't get him out just yet. Don't get him out just yet. This is what I want to do. This is what I want to do. Okay, Alonzo, I'm gonna do you a. Damn it. Next time he comes in, I'm gonna do Alonzo the biggest opportunity in his life, and I'm gonna have him, and I'm gonna tell him to come call a star, because I think there's a lot more issues and situations going on inside of him than anything. Sometimes you got to look at it in a compassionate sense, because losers love to project, and I guarantee you he's lost in the sauce, because if you hear the things that I'm saying, you already know what's up. But anyways, ain't no time for that. Let's keep it pushing. Okay, bet that. Hold on. All right, number 2, tricking and simping. 5 ways men get lost in the sauce. What's up, Poetic? How you feeling? Number 2 is gonna be tricking and simping. All right. So this is what I mean about tricking and simping. You are lost in the sauce if you think that you need to buy your way into a connection. You are lost in the sauce if you think that you need a simp in order to create a connection. You see, trinket is basically it's the same thing that goes along with simping, but basically what you're saying is that again, I need to have something in order to get something. When you're creating a connection with somebody, right? It's not about what you have. And it's not about trying to persuade her to be with you. Basically, what you're saying when you're creating a connection is going to be, I want to connect with you because I see you for who you are and not for what I want to see. See, most men are going to trick because they see her as something that he has to trick on. I gotta buy things for her. I gotta get her a limo. I gotta do this today. I gotta take her on these fancy dates. I gotta impress her. But what's not but the thing is about impressing is saying that you're not impressive. Because a lot of it always goes back down to self-value. It has to go back down to self-value because if you don't value who you are, see, and when I mean who you are, I'm talking about you're not valuing your words. You're not valuing your presence. You're not valuing who you are when you talk to her. You're not valuing who you are out in the world. When you don't have none of that, it translates into tricking or into simping. But when you know your own value, exactly. Because that's essentially what tricking is talking about. Tricking is saying that I need to buy her bottles. I need to get her in my section. I need to do this. I need to make it look like I look like this thing. Ask all these women that could be in the chat, and if they like the tricking and simping, that's on them. But I guarantee you, women who like connection and down to earth interactions with men that can have chemistry with, have a great time. They just met. Ask them, is it about, should they be tricking and simping, or should a man just walk up and be who he is and introduce himself and have his hand out? That is all it really requires, because that is enough. But see, this is why this shit is this is why men get lost in the sauce. You know, too, I'm gonna add this in there. I didn't even put this on there. But another reason why men get lost in the sauce is because they're following other men that are lost in the sauce that think that this is the game. People are like, oh, you know, people got I heard it all the time, man. I get it all the time. You got the game fucked up. Oh, you can't be honest with women. You can't be true to women. You can't be direct. You can't be truthful or intentional, because you know what that's going to do? That's going to scare them away. You got to feed them lies. You got to sell them a dream. You got to try to, you know what I mean? Put a little money on it. You got to take her on a nice date so she can remember you for the rest of her life. That is not that. When did that become the game? But see, this is how other men start to get lost in the sauce, because let's say they do that interaction, they have that situation, and then they do it, they see that, oh my God, I did get some success. But whole time, you're showing that I'm leading with something external versus leading with myself first. You get better connection results, a better time in the bed is when you show who you are, when you lead with what yourself. Dark Warrior, great to see you. You have to be honest. That go both ways. Very true, Poetic. Because true, this is what I said too, Poetic. I was like, you can only be so. A woman thinks for herself. You think for yourself. But the only way for y'all to have chemistry is if the man shows up with an invitation, meaning like a mental hand. So I always go back to the tango. So basically, I'm telling her this is my intentions, right? This is where I want. So that's me putting my hand out like this, right? And then that's her also saying, okay, he's being honest. I can be honest and upfront with myself as well. And sometimes too, if women can do that, if you're not with it and she's just like, I don't want to waste my time. I don't want to waste my bullshit. So this is what it is. And that may blast your whole reality, because you're like, I didn't know there's women like that. But the truth is that you, as a man, you got to be the one to initiate it first. You have to be it, not to get those results, but because I don't want to waste my time. I want to be honest. You're lost in the sauce if you waste your time with women. You're lost in the sauce if you waste your time on not getting your point across, or not saying your intentions, or not even flirting with her because you're attracted but you're scared. You're lost in the sauce. You're lost in the sauce because you're not following with what you actually want. You're following with what you think you want. You see what I'm saying? We're talking about being lost in the sauce. Salute to everybody. We in the building. What's going on? How y'all feeling tonight? Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. I see y'all, I see y'all, I see y'all. Let's get some stars in chat. If you haven't hit the like button, go ahead, hit the like and subscribe. Shout out to those who are enjoying. Shout out to those that don't even enjoy it. Because, you know, you can't have one thing without the other. Ain't that right? Anyways, so that's my thing on tricking and simping. A lot of it just has to do with thinking that I need to do something more outlandish in order to connect with a woman. The thing about connection is that it doesn't require something. The only thing that it requires is you, right? But I'm talking about your words. Who are you within? I'm talking about that part. I'm not talking about, it does require time. But that time doesn't have to even be 3 hours. That time could be 5 minutes. That time could be 2 minutes. It could be 10 minutes, 30 minutes, 1 hour. But see, this is why you have to get to know yourself, subtract all the bullshit that you once learned, and stop listening to other men who are lost in the sauce. Because men who are lost in the sauce will tell you you need a trick on women. You need a simp on women. You need a lot of women. You need to persuade women to be with you. This is, what are we doing? What are we doing, bro? I don't get it. I don't understand this. Does it like, no, no, bro. Pardon me. Ever had a 24-hour marathon on the phone with new? Tell me, is this something common with age range? How do you mean, like, have I ever had like a 24, like, did I spend a day with a new lady before? What's good, Danny? How you feeling? But anyways, let me know if that's what you meant, Viva. Awa, ya tú sabes. But that's what tricking and sipping comes down to. Number 3 of 5 ways that men get lost in the sauce, okay? Following the, and I just talked about it. Following the crowd rather than your curiosity, which also means a lack of trust. If you we can, this has to do with dating, but I always like to put it in a sense where it's about life in general. Because if you're following what people are doing versus wanting to follow your own curiosity, right? What this means is that I put my trust in somebody else's hands versus trusting myself. Everything about being lost in the sauce has to say that I don't know who the fuck I am. I don't value myself. I don't value me. I don't value my time. I don't value my words. I don't value my invitation. I don't value my presence. I don't value my own thinking. I don't value my intentions. I don't value it, right? Because I don't see myself as value. And you can even, somebody could disagree with me, right? Be like, oh no, I do, because this is why I said this and that. But you got to realize that everything follows in many categories and everything correlates together. It's not just you're doing this one thing and then you're over here like this. Sure, if you can be terrible with women, right? But you can be really good at your job. Okay, cool, boom, bap, right? You have to perform to be at a job regardless. Like, you're performing. So who are you when you're outside and you clock out? Basically, what it really comes down to. But again, following the crowd rather than following your curiosity. Your curiosity is one of the most important things in knowing who you are as an individual. Especially if you want to lead with more authenticity, you have to be able to. I have to be able to listen to my curiosity and follow that, even if my curiosity is leading me to the unknown. I still need to know. I still need to. Damn, this girl, she just passed by. She fine. Hold on, I gotta talk to her. All right, boom. Led by curiosity, making an action decision, and now boom, you're finally going outside the norm. Remember when we were talking about last night in the Discord? Yes, definitely. Moment of silence for those who didn't join, because we was breaking that shit down. But basically, what I'm gonna tell y'all is that there was, when they both were breaking the rules, right? The two main characters were breaking the rules and what they were doing, and choosing to see each other instead of thinking and caring about everybody else around them. They started going outside the norm, which made the people in the episode look at them different. So basically, he was like, "Let me try your food," and she was like, "Is that even allowed?" Because they were within a system of dating. So the computer is basically pairing them up. The system is. So they met each other. It was weird. It was awkward, but it was them. So he was like, "Let me just try your food." She said, "Is that allowed?" He said, "I don't know. Who cares?" So he tried her food. The guy started looking at them differently. The people around started looking at them differently because, again, it's a system. So it's like you can't break the rules. But basically, what that's saying is that they did what they wanted to do. So that causes a ripple effect of the norm of dating that people are so used to. You know what I'm saying? People can't look at you. People can look at you like, "Oh, what are they doing? What are they doing?" Whole point is to follow with what you want to do, because that is authentic and it creates a ripple effect in your patterns and habits to create even better patterns and habits of what you want. Because being lost in the sauce, back to it, is following the crowd rather than following your curiosity. I'd rather follow, you know what? Here's the thing. Sometimes the crowd can have things that's like, okay, I agree. But two, if you don't follow your own compass, your own curiosity, like your own star point, you won't be able to have a trial and error and experience things and be like, this was good for me, this isn't good for me. I like this way, I don't like that way. You have to be able to get in and out of certain things, but you got to make those decisions for you because that's your own curiosity. You got to follow in that because the curiosity is basically you being able to say, I don't know everything, because most people who are closed-minded and arrogant are the ones saying, I know everything. The ones saying, oh, this is how you do it. There's no other way. Hold on. What we talked about in John Wick, the ones who break rules create their own rules. You know what I'm saying? Like don't want to like on the phone constantly all day. Nah, I don't do that, Viva. I don't do that. I think but before, like, maybe a little bit after high school, definitely in high school, middle school, I was like, ooh boy, I was on the phone. But nah, that's too much for me. I feel it was nice. Let's just meet up. Question. So following curiosity is like me wanting to know if her character matches her appearance. Yes, exactly. Because see it's the more than meets the eye theory. See her for who she is, not for what you want to see her as. So I see her, right? She's pretty. Okay? I like her body. She look good in that dress. But my curiosity is telling me, let's see what's more. Let's now have a conversation. Because now you got my attention. I felt that shit. Hold on. You got my attention. All right, what's going on? What's your name? My name's Isaac. Right? Having a convo with her and speaking to her. Because that's curiosity. Because curiosity is telling you, go see what's more. Because curiosity leads you to the unknown. Curiosity leads you to uncomfortable situations. Curiosity leads you to a place where you can figure out who you are in situations that you don't know yourself to necessarily be. Because you can't be curious by doing a routine in a job. You're like, okay, I'm doing the same shit. I don't know. I just want to ask. Okay, yeah, stock the cereal box on this shelf. Make sure it's like that. Okay. Put this color coordination over here, and the prices are down here. And you can't be curious about it because you're already doing it. Like, and there's nothing else to learn. See, curiosity is an important factor in a person's character, man's character specifically, in saying, I want to be able to find out more because the more that I learn, the less that I know. And could potentially, you could exceed a couple expectations with that smile. You know what I'm saying? The one who breaks rules creates their own rules. Yes, always. Into the wee hours in the morning, puppy lovey dove. Yeah, man, that's shit. That's how it usually feels with me after an hour with me, or 30 minutes. She caught my eye, but I need to know if she has dead bodies in the refrigerator. Exactly, because you know when it's too. It's like when you get to see a woman for who she is. Besides trying to see her on her like her body. What's up, bro? How you feeling? I see you, Antonio. You're basically saying that I value myself and I know it also shows experience too. Hold on, let's talk about that because most men with experience are not talking the way that I'm like how I'm breaking it or the conversation that we're having here, because they're more if you don't have a lot of experience, right? You're gonna just be nervous and do anything you can to get what's between her legs. I say, I see you. You caught my attention. I'm gonna introduce myself, and I'm gonna stick my hand out, and you're gonna choose whether you want to dance with me or not. Because it's not about me putting my hand up. It's not even about me. It could potentially be putting a hand down. You know what I mean? But it's about saying, you're right here with me. So here. It don't matter what status she got either. She could be a celebrity for all I know. All I know is that status don't mean nothing to me. The reputation don't mean nothing. I want to talk to you. Who are you outside of the reputation? Right? You so coy and you so, I could tell that you're robotic with your conversation. You're tired of the same old questions. I mean, I don't care about questioning and asking all about that. How about we just experience one another? Come on, take my hand. Easy. But that's the thing. But again, going back into the other side, Core, I see you. You're gonna go see it on Friday, Saturday. Say less. That's gonna be hard. Bet that. Bet that. Bet that. I'm gonna do my. I didn't get to see it this past weekend because I had to go do a lot of other things. But I'm gonna make a priority to see it myself, and then let's talk about it. Lack of trust. Okay. Again, going back into number three is lack of trust. Basically, it's just that if you're following the crowd, or if you're following other people, that more than your own curiosity. Now, this doesn't say that you can't have mentors. I've always and I will forever say have someone who can see more than you. Have someone who has more experience than you. Have someone who can look outside of the box that you're creating for yourself and be like, this is what you need to do. You need to put this over here, over there, that this way, okay, like this, and then do, and then put over there. You need somebody to be able to see outside of you because again, it has to be that way. That's the only way when I say that for the following the crowd. If it's a mentor, but if you're following somebody else and putting your trust in them, when they're just reinforcing what the crowd always thinks, then that you like trust within yourself. What's going on with everybody? What's up? What's up? It's the vibe. Let's fly. What's up? Good to see you. What's going on? What's going on? How was the movie? Oh yeah, so I didn't go see him though. I think I had mentioned that though. I didn't go see him. Great to see everybody. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, for sure, for sure. Gracias. It will open doors. Yes, yeah. You gotta have a mentor that does that. You got to. Like, see, even in Ballerina too, Gil. And for everybody that hasn't seen Ballerina, it's a John Wick movie. It's a movie that was based in John Wick's world, and basically it's a female lead who is now like becoming a stone cold killer to get revenge on a family, and basically even as cold and as a killer she is, and as stubborn and as she's like ambitious to get what she wants, she still remember she had the lady who coached her and said you're always going to be weak playing against his strength because you're when you play the same playing field as the other person you automatically lose. So what she say, adapt, cheat, create, or whatever she else was saying. But the whole point is about, even though you could be a stone cold killer, there's still going to be somebody who can see and assist, who can help you grow mentally. Because a big part in this shit and being lost in the sauce is actually in that scene with Ballerina. She was lost in the sauce, going to the same thing. The guy's flipping her over, punching her, throwing her on the ground because she's trying to fight strength with strength. He was like way taller than her, a lot stronger, a lot bigger. But at the same time, she's trying to play his strength. You don't do that. What is your strength? What is your technique? What is your unique ways of doing stuff? This is where it comes to getting to know you. So instead of looking outside of being like, I see this as competition, where does that competition and focus and feelings really come from? You know, a lot of it's going to always be about introspection and talking about things. 1000%. And the next one is going to say, next, number four is going to be lying equals fear of success. Thank you, Viva. Thank you for the 20. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you very much. Oh, nah, Gil. Much love. Thank you for that. Thank you. Thank you. Everybody put some stars in the chat for Viva. Thank you for the 20. I appreciate that a lot. Let's get some stars in the chat for Viva. I appreciate that. I see you in the building. I'm thankful. Thank you. All right, number four of 5 ways men get lost in the sauce. Lying equals fear of success. So a lot of these all correlate together because remember, everything connects. Like it's like a constellation. Everything is always going to connect some way, some form. So with number four, lying equals a fear of success just means that if you're lying to get women, right? If you're lying to get with women, excuse me, if you're lying about what you want, if you're lying to get a goal, right? If you're lying to get a result, if you're lying to have sex, you are saying that you're not good enough because again, self-value, but it's also saying that you fear success on the other side of the world. So meaning that like I'm so used to lying, which creates my success to have sex or get with women, that the other version of me who is being honest and who gets results, right? Because that exists at the same time too. But the other person, me, the other version of me that's being honest about what he wants and he still gets pussy, gets sex, I actually am I'm scared of that because I'm scared for women to see me for my actual true desire, for my true intentions. That freaks me out. I'm scared. So I need to lie. But the other version is already successful. And why I said both correlate and both are existing is because when you're lying, there's always gonna be there could be a potential thought or something that can come up to say, what if I just tell her the truth? Or like I could tell her the truth. There's always another way. It's not just one way because there's simultaneously many options having at the same time, right? So even as you're lying, you know in the back of your mind and in your spirit and who you are, I could just be telling her the truth. Because at the end of the day, right? Ooh, shout out to Mr. Lucario. He said something like this. I think I caught the end of his live that he just had earlier today. Shout out to him and Miles Cunningham. Definitely All-Star Kings, man. For sure. Well, Game Kings, not All-Star Kings. Sorry about that. I was putting All-Star King together. Rey of Estrellas, which means the King of the Stars. He basically was just saying that you can, if you're lying to get sex or lying to get sex, you have to come home to yourself every single day anyways. That's how it's always gonna happen. And that is correct because that version always still lives with you. Like it's to be honest, you can also be like, I could dead ass just lie about this shit. Like I could really lie if I wanted to, but I don't care. And man, because you can listen, check me out, right? You can be honest. You can be honest with her, right? You can be like, oh, this is what I want. I want you for the night. You know, I don't want to play no games. I don't want to waste my time. I want you. Okay? So come back to my hotel. She might say something, are you sure that's all you want? Like, are you, so there's nothing else? Like, you don't want to do nothing? Are you telling the truth? She can even be thinking your truth is a version of a lie to get a certain way, to get something. Because a lot of women aren't used to men who are truthful or who know who the fuck they are and who are not lost in the sauce. Women run into men all the time who are lost in the sauce, bro. All the time. So your truth can also be a version of what she thinks is a lie. You know what I'm saying? Exactly, Viva. It should. Definitely. What's good, Ghost? How you feeling? Ladies of iTalk, I see you. What's good? What's good? What's good? But this is what I'm saying. Your lying is a fear of success because there's a version of you existing telling the truth and also getting with what you want. And that's simultaneously always happen because you always have one thing always has another with it, even if you're not. Because she could even be telling you the truth. She could be mirroring the part where you could be truthful. So what I mean is that I think this was back like I think I was like around 18, 17. Right? There was this and when I hold on, don't fuck your coworkers, okay? But I was a bit naive back in my day. You know what I mean? I was a little lost in the size, you feel me? Anyways, I was working with this woman. And she was fun as shit, right? And I was like, you know what? I was like, let's go to the movies. I know the movies, right? But I was like, let's go to the movies. I want to go to the movies and have a talk with you, whatever. But I was like flirting and saying sexual shit. And she was like, why? I was like, she was like, do you want to go to the movies or do you want to fuck? And she was okay with that. And I was like, oh, I was scared, right? Because I was like, whoa, how did she just read me? Because I was just like, damn, no, we can go to the movies and still have sex, right? Even though the truth came out through her. So basically what I'm saying is that what she's doing is mirroring the truth that's actually inside me, if that makes sense. Because the truth is always already coming out. Because you could say that you want to date, but you're also gonna be telling her like, I want to date, but I also want to. You're making sexual comments of sexy lips, or I want to kiss you, or maybe I don't want no one to be around. So she's gonna mirror some certain aspect of you. The truth will still come out. You know what I'm saying? And that's a beautiful. Oh my! Put some stars. Hold up. Put some stars in the chat because the way that shit just came out was off the dome. Absolutely, Viva. Facts. Oh my God. A woman could be so honest about being like, why don't you do you just want to have sex? You could be like, in your mind, you're like, that's exactly what I want. But nah, let me not do that because what if I say yes? I'm making her powerful. She now has power over me. She's this and that. No, if I give in too fast, she got me. What? Wasn't the whole reason that you was doing to get sex? I thought you wanted to Netflix and chill with her because you wanted sex. I thought you talk. Let me talk to my younger self, okay, Mr. 17-year-old sir. Didn't you wanted to go to the movies? Oh my God, this is embarrassing. You wanted to go to the movies so you can see if you could finger her. You want to go to the movies so you can see you can get some head in the car right afterwards? Didn't you want to fuck? So now what? So aren't you doing this whole thing for it? What's up, Runts? Shit is amazing. That was 17-year-old me though, you know what I'm saying? That was shout out to 17-year-old me. A bit embarrassing, but that's fine. We're gonna talk about it. Number 5, okay? Number 5 of 5 ways men get lost in the sauce. And I'm over here trying to be like, let's go to the movie so I can finger you and shit. Like I couldn't just go into a car or something or the back of the building. I was like, yeah, you know what? I want to. So like I can. In my mind, I'm thinking, I'm like, yeah, we're gonna like sit next to each other. I'm gonna make a move, you know, and I'm gonna put my hand on her thigh, start moving it up a little bit and shit. And she's like, why? She's like, don't you just want to fuck? She was attracted to me, but then even me, like, I didn't even do nothing with her either, because me not being so stuck on the fact that she was mirroring my truth made me nervous, and I fumbled the bag. But you know that was me at 17 though, like cause there's still a story behind all this. Like I had to go through things in order for me to create more in my life though, like to see more outside of me. See, but this is why experience and trial and error is what I was talking about is helpful, because you got to be able to have trial and error in your life. You got to be able to have to want to put your head first in, right? Not during sex. Like have some foreplay first, and then you know you can do that later. But yeah, number 5 of 5 ways men get lost in the sauce. Actually, let me go from 1 through 4, and then number 5. Number 1, following emotional decisions. Thinking sex is everything, and Netflix and chill is number 1. Stop Netflix and chilling, bro. You just want to smash. You just don't think that you're good enough. You know what I mean? But he was still trying to. Yeah, probably. Divine. Oh my God. Didn't know what you just called it that. Nothing wrong with the little finger fillet. Yeah, you know, it's crazy. When was the last time I don't like, it's more so on the clip than anything. You know what I'm saying? I don't need that. You can use something else. Anyways, okay, hold on. I'll try. Anyways, Netflix and chill, you know, you just want to fuck, right? Okay, number 2, tricking and simping. You're lost in the sauce if you need to do that. You don't need to persuade anybody to be with you. The only reason you persuade is because you think that's the way that you can get something. You can get someone off of just who you are, but when I mean who you are, I'm not talking about your old version or identity. I'm talking about who you are as in who you are to yourself, your words, your personality, your quirks, your conversation. That's what I mean by who you are. The extensions of your core within, of the star that's within. All right, number 3 is going to be following the crowd rather than your own curiosity because you have a lack of trust. All right, you put your trust in another person's hands and be like, here, you're going to guide me. But the whole time this person is reinforcing things. You know, sometimes too, somebody can be like, they could tell you something that you don't actually resonate with deep inside. But because you're so used to giving your trust away or disgracing yourself that what you're gonna say is basically, I'm going to give. I feel like what you're saying is BS for some reason. Like right, my intuition, my gut is telling me that. But you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and just still say fuck it. You're right. You know, right? Cause on the surface level, you get sex because you Netflix and chill. And you're asking women to go to the movies on the first date so you can finger her. Come on, bro. Come on. That shit's real. All right, number 4 is lying. Fear of success. Because if you're lying, you're basically scared of the person who is honest to say what they want and get the success. What up, James? How you feeling? Number 5, the last one of 5 ways men get lost in the sauce. And ladies and gentlemen, if you have any questions, please go ahead and ask. I'm not going to be on here for too long, so if you do have any Q&As, anything that you would like to ask me, I'll go ahead and answer that. I'm going to go ahead and finish off my last one, and then we'll see if there's any questions, and then we're going to keep continuing to move. Number 5 is a lack of self-reflection. Everything that I said as far as lost in the sauce basically is saying I'd rather look at the world rather than myself. I'm scared to look at what I created, right? And you know too, excuse me, is that people people don't realize the things that they create they have to come back to eventually. Like in Ballerina, the man uh, um the man killed his her father, so she was seeking revenge, right? But and it killed in GTA. Shout out, hey YouTube, shout out to the CEO of YouTube. We be on the phone every week, and I want to say I appreciate you. Thank you for always believing in me and assisting me. You know, I got you. I'm everything is entertainment, educational purposes, and just spreading that love. You already know what it is. Shout out to the CEO of YouTube, man. You and I were connected, right? You know what I mean? I fuck with you. But anyways, basically the old man killed her father. She was seeking revenge, but because when she was seeking revenge because he created something, a ripple effect in her life, saying he is now the catalyst for creating a monster, and I'm going to murk you because of what you did. So he created something. So towards the end, he said, nothing you're gonna do is blah, and then she did what she did. But the whole thing is that anything that you create, right, it's gonna eventually always come back to you. You created a certain identity that's based off trick and lying and everything. That's gonna come back to you late at night when you're trying to fill the void of distractions or multiple women or trying to drink and go outside and whatever the fuck you're doing. It's gonna always come back to you, right? And it's gonna be there because you can never separate yourself from the things that you actually create and what you was living in your life. You can never run away from it. Lack of self-reflection is also saying that I'm afraid to be successful. I'm afraid to succeed in my life. I'm afraid to look at what I did, what I've done, and what I could do. I'm afraid to embrace my dark side. I'm afraid to see that am I actually the person that I don't think I am? In my mind, I may think I'm like this cold ass player. But in real life and the things that I actually been doing, this is not what a cold ass player would do. This is not what a star would do. This is something that I think I'm following for what other people are saying because I think this is my truth. But it really just shows that my truth is based on the lies of other people that are reinforcing the truth in society. Lack of self-reflection puts you in a place where you're stagnant, that you keep hitting the wall, you keep creating the same patterns, you keep doing the same things. So what's that's gonna do is you're gonna keep living the same life. I know you guys heard that quote. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired, right? That's basically what that is. You're sick and tired because you can do something about it. Reflect, see who you are. But that there, ladies and gentlemen, is 5 ways men get lost in the sauce. If we have any questions, I'm open to questions. Please, if you do have any questions as far as like, what should I do with women and stuff like that, please be over 18, okay? And I know there's some youngins out there that's oh my God, my girl, she wants me to carry her books. Does she like me? And I'm like, dude, you in 7th grade? But man, focus on gym. I don't fucking know. Oh yeah, no, CEO YouTube, you know what I'm saying? Abril says, how do you talk to someone you want? Um, so I got you. 3 simple steps. 1, acknowledge I want them. 2, you walk up to them. 3, you introduce yourself and see if there's a conversation of reciprocation. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, shout out to Neil Moham. That's my dog, bro. That's my homie. You know what I'm saying? We be on the phone all the time. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? CEO YouTube. That's my homie. I fuck with Neil. He be getting this game. We just be chopping it up. It's my homie. Oh, he do got to push the All-Star algorithm. My question, my question is completely off subject. What do you use on your face? Skin and spots. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. So I drink a lot of water, and I just recently got put onto this facial cleanser. Because gentlemen, let me tell you too, hygiene is important. You know what I'm saying? Hygiene is important, and it's good to just, there could be a lot of dead cells and dead skin in your face, and a lot of stuff going here, dark spots and shit. This shit is not cool. You got to be right. You know what I'm saying? But it's like this rose, like rose water, but it's good for hydration in your face, and it can be used for skin too, or for hair. So that's what I've been using recent, like couple of days. But and overall, I really just I wipe my face a lot. Like if I get out the shower or when I wake up, wash my face, and drink water. I drink a lot of water. James, go ahead, ask your question. The last one, exchange information. Oh, that too. But see, Gil, the reason why I didn't say that first is because if you want someone, you can exchange the information. But I always try to put it in perspective too, where it's not like we're all just I'm on such a fast mode. Because truthfully, I'm in a fast mode. If y'all ever see me out, it's because I made an intention to be out. Or if you see me in passing, I'm probably in a helicopter or some shit. I got to get somewhere. You know what I mean? But the exchange of information comes if that person also wants it too. But that's why you got to converse first. How do you get Nova to somebody? I don't know what you're talking about. You're playing Pokemon Sword? That's fly. CEO of YouTube getting laced. Oh yeah, the CEO. That's my dog, man. Yeah. Why you think we've been growing so rapidly? That's my homie. I remember he came across one of my lives. He was like, this is crazy. I got an email. Hello, All Star Izzy. You know what I'm saying? Neil. I was like, yo, Neil, who is this? I didn't even know who he was. And he told me. I was like, oh shit. He just liked what I was doing. Just told me to keep up the good work. I appreciate him. What? How I don't know how to tell my mom. Please help me tell her. Well, James, I'll say this. You just gotta tell her. All right. But as far as like, you just gotta tell her, James. That's all. Just let her know. You know what I mean? And do that. You know, just be honest. Just be honest, James. You know what I'm saying? You don't really have to. It could be up to you, but just say it how it is. Well, I appreciate the subscription, but you know, a lot of my content is based off of men and women getting together and everything. I like them emojis. I like them emojis. But if we don't have any further questions, I'll go ahead and check out in a few, everybody, because that's my 5 ways of the way men get lost in the sauce. You know, there's a lot of more ways too, though, and we're gonna be doing a lot more curated shows, and I'm gonna be debunking some stuff. What's good, Phantom? But I'm gonna be debunking some things, man. I'm gonna be debunking dating myths, and we're gonna talk about it. I'm gonna break it down. You know what I'm saying? But I'll give it a couple minutes to see what's going on, if there's any questions in the building. But if not, I'm gonna have to maybe go have a chat with Neil. Shout out to the CEO of YouTube. You know what I'm saying? And actually, while we're here and we see if there's any questions, I want to say this. I want to say thank you guys for your participation. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your attention. Tomorrow is the last day of the All-Star Takeover 2. It has been an incredible 29-day journey. This is definitely a tradition of mine that I love to incorporate. I did a whole video game night, bro. Like, that's just insane. We did a 2-movie feature back-to-back, call-in shows. I have multiple guests that came onto the building. Much love to the ladies. Very, very supportive. The men are supportive as well. But, you know, I'm actually going to be doing something for the women. Because, yes, Las Mujeres, which should say Stargirl, if I'm not mistaken. But Las Mujeres, Para Las Mujeres, I'm going to do something for you guys. You guys been showing me a lot more love this month, more than the gentlemen. But you know, gentlemen, you know what I'm saying? I already know the respect is there. But you know, y'all been showing out. I've been seeing gifting memberships. I've been seeing we had Viva earlier with the 20, and I'm gonna show my appreciation in a way to where I can provide you guys something that shows my support. All right, because you all support me, I support you, and I got something in the works, but I'm not gonna say what it is just yet. Later tonight I'm gonna go live again, but it's gonna be for like 15, 20 minutes. It's not gonna be that long because I'm gonna be gifting a couple of memberships to the people who pull up into the live. And then I'm gonna do the same thing tomorrow. And tomorrow we're gonna reflect on the All-Star Takeover 2. We're gonna talk about it. I'm gonna tell you my goals, everything that I hit, and it's gonna be it's gonna be celebratory tomorrow, along with the conversation, so we can have something going on, so we can speak the game. I mean, the game is always there, so it's like, I can go live in this bitch and just chop that shit up. It's in me. You know what I'm saying? Yes. And tomorrow as well, I'm gonna be putting up a poll for you guys because I believe you guys voted August to go live every day, and so I matched it. I went live every day this month. September. Yeah, and then next month is your choice. So if you don't decide, or well, I put it in your hands to see if you like to. But I'm still posting every single day this year though. I made that commitment in the beginning. I'm still gonna be active as a motherfucker. All right, because the game don't stop, and I cannot stop. Nah, for sure, for sure. You gonna go to sleep soon? Okay, that's fine. Live life with enjoyment and don't take life so serious. Flow, for sure. For sure, for sure. Most definitely. Good luck with the streams. Hey, I appreciate it. Thank you, Viva. Viva, you can you can give me flowers. The man gotta give me like some cigars or some shit. You know what I'm saying? He talk about gold digger. Yeah, no, that's fly. I like that one. Hey man, do better and may God be with you and bless you. Oh wow, that's crazy. After you give you know what I mean? After you give advice, it just be whatever. Anyways, everybody, I want to say thank you for your time. My name is All Star Izzy. I appreciate y'all. Okay, All Star Takeover 2, second to last day tomorrow. We're gonna go live again. We're gonna celebrate. We might pop some champagne. And later tonight, look out for my live. I'm gonna be gifting some memberships. So if you pull up there, I will gift you something. You will get something. Thank you for your support. Until next time, I'm gonna talk to y'all soon. We out this thing. Peace.